Tory Lanez, the Canadian rapper and singer whose real name is Daystar Peterson, found himself at the center of another troubling headline this morning, this time from behind prison walls. According to a report first released by TMZ, Lanez was urgently transported to a medical facility after being stabbed in the prison yard at the California Correctional Institution, located in Tehachapi, California. The incident, which reportedly occurred during a routine recreational period, has sparked a wave of concern among fans and speculation in the media. Sources familiar with the matter have confirmed that a fellow male inmate was responsible for the stabbing, but beyond that, details remain frustratingly sparse. The motive behind the attack is still a mystery at this point, leaving fans, media, and authorities scrambling to piece together the events that led to such a violent confrontation. Lanez, who has been incarcerated since his high-profile conviction, related to the 2020 shooting of fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion, was taken to a hospital in Bakersfield shortly after the altercation. Though his injuries were reportedly serious enough to warrant immediate medical attention, sources have stated that they are not considered life-threatening. Nonetheless, the incident has raised serious questions about inmate safety, particularly for high-profile individuals like Lanez, who are often targeted because of their fame, past controversies, or unresolved tensions within the facility. This latest development comes during an already tumultuous chapter in the artist's life. Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence after being convicted of 3 felony charges stemming from the July 2020 incident in which Megan Thee Stallion accused him of shooting her in the foot following a heated argument after a party in the Hollywood Hills. That case gripped the nation and split public opinion in ways few legal dramas involving celebrities ever have. Supporters of Megan hailed her courage in speaking out and pursuing justice, while Lanez's devoted fans insisted he was being railroaded by the system, claiming that key pieces of evidence were ignored or misrepresented. Lanez has always maintained his innocence and has made several unsuccessful attempts to appeal his conviction or have his case retried. His legal team has argued that the trial was riddled with inconsistencies and that the prosecution's narrative was built on shaky ground. Despite these claims, the courts have so far upheld the verdict, and Lanez has remained incarcerated since August 2023. He is not eligible for parole until 2029, though he continues to pursue legal avenues in hopes of shortening or overturning his sentence. The stabbing has reignited the intense emotions and arguments that surround Tory Lanez's case, with many on social media expressing sympathy for the artist, while others point out that his legal troubles have created an environment where conflict and retaliation are almost inevitable. Prison is an inherently dangerous place, and for someone like Lanez, who remains a polarizing figure and maintains a certain level of celebrity status, the risk of becoming a target is significantly heightened. Some speculate that this attack could have been the result of simmering tensions within the prison population, jealousy, unresolved grievances, or possibly even gang-related issues. However, without official word from law enforcement or prison officials, all of this remains speculation. What makes this incident even more alarming is the current lack of clarity about the identity of the attacker and the circumstances that led to the stabbing. Normally, in cases involving high-profile inmates, corrections officers are placed on heightened alert, and additional measures are taken to protect those individuals from potential threats. It remains to be seen whether these precautions were in place for Lanez, and if they were, how this violent episode was able to occur regardless. Was it a lapse in protocol? Was the attack premeditated? Was Lanez targeted because of something he said or did inside the facility, or could this have roots in his life outside prison walls? These are questions that both fans and investigators are eager to have answered. One important element to consider is Lanez's own public behavior in recent months. Despite his incarceration, he has remained remarkably active, maintaining contact with his fan base and frequently posting updates via social media. Just recently, he took to Instagram to showcase his new physical transformation, showing off a noticeably more muscular and defined physique, a change many attributed to his new prison routine. In the caption, he appeared to be in good spirits, seemingly making the best of a bad situation. He even hinted at working on new music, expressing that his creativity hadn't dulled despite his restricted circumstances. That positivity, however, now stands in sharp contrast to today's disturbing news. Throughout his time in prison, Lanez has been engaged not only with his fans, but with music as well. Reports have surfaced over the months about him writing lyrics, plotting out future projects, and even working remotely with collaborators outside the prison through approved means. It's been a part of his strategy to stay relevant, to remind people that despite the bars, his voice and vision remain intact. In fact, some have argued that his continued presence in the cultural conversation is exactly what makes him such a high-profile figure inside the prison system, and possibly a target. His unwavering confidence and insistence on his innocence have rubbed some people the wrong way, including those who support Megan Thee Stallion and others who believe that the justice system finally held someone accountable in a high-profile case of violence against a Black woman. The friction surrounding Lanez has never really subsided. It has simply shifted form. Where once the battleground was the courtroom and public opinion, it's now the prison yard, where reputations, alliances, and survival often hang by a thread. In the hours following the report of the stabbing, social media exploded with reactions ranging from expressions of concern to outright mockery. Some critics accused Tory Lanez of reaping the consequences of his alleged actions, while his loyal supporters called for an investigation into how the prison allowed this to happen. The divide that was so visible during the trial has not disappeared. It has simply evolved. And now, both sides are weighing in on what this attack means and what should happen next. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion has remained mostly silent on the matter, at least publicly. But her previous statements about Lanez remain etched in the public's mind. She has long asserted that the emotional and psychological toll of the shooting and the subsequent trial was devastating, accusing Lanez of not only physically harming her but also engaging in a concerted smear campaign to discredit her character. Court documents and social media exchanges have suggested that Lanez may have coordinated with bloggers or online personalities to push a narrative that undermined Megan's credibility, something she and her team have fiercely condemned. The wounds from that original incident are still fresh for many, especially in the broader context of how women, particularly Black women, are treated when they come forward with allegations of violence. Megan's case became emblematic of that struggle, with many seeing it as a pivotal moment for accountability in the music industry. The fact that Lanez's legal battles and now this stabbing are back in the headlines is a reminder that these issues haven't been resolved. They continue to evolve in the public eye, with real consequences for everyone involved. As we wait for more details to emerge about the stabbing, details that may take hours, days, or even weeks to fully surface, questions continue to swirl. Who was the inmate responsible for the attack? Was this a random act of violence, or was there a more personal reason behind it? Could it be related to prison politics, debts, or perceived slights? Or is it possible that the attack was meant to send a message, either from someone inside the facility or even someone on the outside with a vendetta or score to settle? These kinds of questions are unfortunately common in the prison system, where violent acts often occur without clear explanation or resolution. Inmates, especially those with notoriety or perceived privilege, are frequently subjected to threats, intimidation, or worse. Lanez is far from the first high-profile individual to experience violence while incarcerated, and he likely won't be the last. But that doesn't make his experience any less alarming or newsworthy.